this is going to be a lot of fun, and since it's everyone's first time with this system, we're definitely going to be revisiting and refreshing on the rules as we go, because even I am completely fresh to this system. So don't worry if things aren't clicking right away. If you have any questions, feel free to speak up at any time. This is going to be quite the experience.
Hey, welcome everyone to Everyone Learns This Setting and this story and characters and this engine live.
Yeah.
It's the best way to do things, just right in the deep end. So let's set the scene before our players arrive. Our story begins and brings us to the decaying husk of a dusty old ghost town in the California desert. Cape Karma, once a serviceable tourist trap along Route 66 that made the occasional buck from starstruck tourists headed out to Hollywood. The town fell on hard times after the interstate bypass was built and made Route 66 obsolete. It's left the place to slowly wither away until it was completely abandoned back in the 1990s. Now, decades later, even the bravest of urban explorers generally steer clear of the place, with numerous reports of vanishings, lost time, and the eerie presence of an inexplicable inland lighthouse still making the rounds to this very day in the dreadful year 2023. This last month of the year brings with it a bitter chill that clings to the desert. At night, it nearly drops to freezing. That might not sound like much for most folks, but for Californians, it might as well be the Arctic Circle. Despite, or more likely because of this sordid reputation that lingers here, a certain world-famous influencer has decided to dredge up the rotting bones of this desiccated town to use as the site for a once-in-a-lifetime event he's calling EscapeCon, against the better judgment of his lawyers who insist that sounds like a convention of escaped convicts. With the sun beginning to set on Cape Karma, now once more bustling with activity after so many years left in repose, we will take a peek into the lives of the poor fools that have found themselves wrapped up in this mess. So we're going to swing through this one by one and introduce our characters. And I couldn't think of a more appropriate way to decide how to do that than this.
Oh.
Huh?
Okay.
Take your pick, gentlemen.
Okay, so one of these is a giveaway.
I wonder who that one is.
Do we all pick on our own, or does
This is a democracy, baby.
I know who Intruder is. I know who Manifesto is. Let's see.
Oh, such high production value.
That's probably almost, yeah. I think Intruder and Division are backwards. I think each one represents one of our characters, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's start with the confession. Let's pull open my notes for that.
I'm so curious.
Oh, the confession sandals?
All right. We're going to take a look at one of our EscapeCon hopefuls, an eager young ferret scoping out the town before the contest starts. Why don't you go ahead and give me a good physical description of Sandals? What's he look like? What's he wearing? What's his vibe as he's hanging out ahead of the pending EscapeCon?
Yeah, so Sandals is, as mentioned, a ferret. He's pretty, I would say, lively built. He's pretty skinny, pretty, I don't want to say lanky, maybe slinky is like a better way to describe it. You would not be, I guess, wrong to mistake him for a much older person from afar than he really is. He dresses kind of like a cross between a accountant and your overdressed grandfather. Which is to say, he's kind of always wearing multiple layers. He has these big, round, kind of Harry Potter looking glasses that sort of just sit on his face. He's got a real Poindexter look to himself. He wears kind of maybe like an Argyle sweater with like a big LL Bean jacket over it that kind of goes like halfway down his legs, like the kind of jacket that you would expect someone to be wearing in like the deep of winter, even though it's not very cold out. The other thing that you notice is that he, despite doing his best to maybe look fashionable with what he has, there are just pockets all over his clothing. He is dressed in a way by his parents and their needs. So very much a looks like he just went school shopping, but he is in fact a young ferret of about 25 years old. And he has tan fur and just like a brown, like a darker brown sort of stripe going, kind of from the center of his, nose, his muzzle, all the way down his back to his tail.
Excellent. How is he feeling about this trip? He's very far away from home right now, isn't he?
Yeah, so Sandals grew up in the Northeast, and that is still where he lives. He grew up in Maine, but he moved and went to school in Boston. And sort of, he isn't completely new to travel, obviously, as part of his college. He did lots of traveling, going to study things and going on trips and, just random academia stuff. He's been in an Airbnb before, so to speak, but in general, his sphere of influence is very small. He's used to just being within driving distance of his parents. His parents are well in their 70s, so he doesn't travel too far from home. So this is probably the longest and farthest trip he's ever been on, and most certainly the most serious plane ride he's ever taken. So this is just kind of, to him, I think, the dawn of like a new moment in his life. It's gonna be really big for him, and he thinks it's gonna change everything. And that's an important thing for him. It's not that he hopes it will change anything. He really thinks it will. He has that confidence and that sort of upstart to him that makes him think, yeah, I think I have this. I think this is going to be it.
So he has a good amount of enthusiasm, perhaps an overly enthusiastic amount of enthusiasm. Yeah, we'll go with that. Overzealous, I'll say.
Yeah, he's very excited. I think in the moments, before all of this is gonna start, he's in that calm before the storm. He knows everything is gonna change, but it's gonna change tomorrow. And so he's kind of lingering in that liminal space between, the two halves of his life, so to speak.
Gotcha. All right. Well, as Sandals is admiring the sunset, seeing the flash of the strange inland outhouse occasionally sweep by, he's joined by someone out here on the outskirts of town. You see a heavy-set beaver fella walking up behind you. He has a huge, heavy camcorder on his shoulder, and you can tell he's definitely with the crew for EscapeCon here. And as he approaches you, he gives a quick greeting and says, "Perfect, we can shorten the golden hour on that one there. Name's Kurgan. Which one are you supposed to be again?"
I'm Sandy. Nice to meet you. I'm one of the. I was invited to this thing, so I'm just kind of trying to scope it out. Just kind of get a lay of the land.
All right, so you're one of the contestants.
Yeah, I'm one of the contestants.
All right, I think we need to get your confessional shot. You know, where they do like the talking head thing behind the scenes on that one there.
Oh, I didn't realize we were starting so early. Yeah, I mean, was I supposed to go to hair and makeup or something?
No, we're doing things all natural out here. But yeah, it's real swell to meet you, Sandy. You said put her there, pal. And he puts his hand out for you to shake.
I definitely think Sandals shakes his hand, and Sandals has a startlingly adult traditional firm handshake. Like it's very much like a 1950s traditional businessman handshake.
Very firm grip. That's something people give him compliments on.
He's the kind of person who will move his arm from the elbow up and down once, and it's very heavy on the downstroke.
Ooh. All right, that's interesting because on that downstroke, you hear a loud crack, and the beaver pulls away, and you're still holding his arm, and he begins screaming bloody murder. And he breaks into laughter as he slowly wedges his actual arm out of his shirt, and you are left holding a big chubby prosthetic beaver arm, and he's just laughing his ass off. How is Sandals reacting to that?
I think for a moment there he was staring at the hand, and his first reaction was, is this finally the moment that my powers have awoken? Am I an X-Man? Am I a superhero? And he's just so excited for just a little bit too long for it to be a reasonable reaction.
I love that. That's not the reaction I was expecting, but it's so much better. He actually is looking down at you, coming down from his laughing, watching as you're not making any response to this. He's like, hey, I got you that one there. I couldn't help myself on that one. You just look so spookable.
Oh, yeah, you really... that was a good one. Yeah, I think, sorry, it's all so overwhelming being in this situation. I just didn't know how to react. Wow, delayed reaction. That's silly.
Yeah, I got one. That's top quality movie magic on that one there. That's why they hired me for the job. Just didn't think they want me hauling around a camera on top of that. Unprofessional, a lot of them.
Hey, production value looking great. I'm convinced, for one, this is going to be a really top shelf convention. It's rare. They don't really put a lot of work into that anymore. Everyone's doing CGI nowadays. It's nice to see some practical effects.
Okay. You get the immediate vibe that you have set him off on a rant in agreement, and there's going to be no backing him down out of this rant. And he's like, everything's CGI nowadays on that one there, and we can never get the real work. Look, I used to work for Troma with James Gunn before he sold out and started sucking Disney dick, and things these days... And he is absolutely... off on another level right now, and it takes him a minute to wind himself down before he realizes, you know what, we gotta get shooting before the golden hour's gone on that one there. So let's get this confessional shot, shall we?
Yeah, I think Sandals the whole time is so eagerly agreeing with this person that he's just going, yeah, oh, I agree, I completely agree with the whole rant, not even putting an effort to stop it whatsoever.
Amazing. All right, we got the camera set up there, so go ahead and state your name and what you do. I don't know if you're one of them YouTube or TikToker people, so just say your name and what you do on that one there.
Oh, yeah, okay. Is right here okay? Do I need to move? Do you need the background in the is everything all right?
Yeah, this should be good. I think this thing automatically does the white balance. Yeah, these red 5s are a beast.
Okay. All right, hold on. Come on, Sandals. All right. I'm Sandals Bueller. You can call me Sandy. My friends call me Sandy. I don't know if anyone really calls me Sandy. But online, I'm known as, I run the YouTube channel Sandy's Stories. You might know me from the group that solved the old rake arg back in the day. I run the Monsterpedia Wikipedia site, and I collect, I collect internet horror stories and darknet fiction, and boy, back in the day we used to call it unfiction, huh? Now it's mostly just video series, but yeah, I'm really excited to be here and to be able to take my puzzle solving skills to the next level here at the convention.
All right, there. Let's see. What am I supposed to ask you next? And he pulls out his phone and starts like looking over the script of things he's supposed to ask you. That's stupid. This is dumb. What do you know about Mr. Man?
I mean, who doesn't? He's the biggest YouTuber in the world.
Yeah, let's see. There's like 3 things here that are like call to action to praise him specifically, but I don't think we're gonna do those.
Like the fact that he has the most followers, the fact that he gave over $2 million to charity in the last year, and the fact that he helped cure a bunch of people's blindness.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably gonna look good on the reel. Yeah, we'll go with that. What else do we got here? I don't know. You ever killed a man, Sandals?
No, not yet.
Are you planning to, son?
Oh, no plans at the moment.
All right. Well, it's been great talking with you, Sandals. Shout Cape Escape. I think that's the last thing you're supposed to do.
Cape Escape!
All right, yeah, I don't know what cadence we're supposed to say that to, so I'm just going to have everyone else do it like that.
Oh. Okay, well, I mean, if that were... I can do like 2 or 3 or 5 or, however many more you might need.
I think we're about done on that one there, so let's go ahead and wrap it up and head on over to the pavilion. I think they're about to get started on that one there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, it was great to meet you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I am going to need that arm back, though. I only got the one.
Oh, and he literally has been holding it the whole time, including in the frame of the shot. So he just hands it straight back over to you.
All right, excellent. So that'll wrap up confession. So let's go ahead and see what's our second omen going to be.
We have to know.
We have to know
on the Manifesto.
What is this going to be like? All right, so it looks like we're going to go and take a look at the Manifesto next. All right. It's the night of the big match. The big man himself is entering a packed arena to roaring crowds, ready for the biggest fight of his career, knowing that his family, his beloved family, is in the audience watching him. We hear the announcers call out for him. The one, the only Manifesto! Pyrotechnics displays shoot out, the crowd goes wild as our hero, Manifesto, begins to walk down that aisle. What's his entrance like? What does he look like in his full getup as he is entering the arena of his dreams?
Okay. Well, his arena of his dreams, this wonderful high school gymnasium that everyone has crammed into. We've got at least 30 people in the crowd. I'm very happy to see them all. It's definitely quite an impressive turnout, I'm sure. And he, Manifesto, he's fucking making his way down. He's swaggering. He's fist bumping everyone in the crowd, all 10 of them, and making his way over the top ring, taking the microphone from the announcer, and he's like, hello everyone. I know you've been waiting for it. I know you've read it. You need it. You bleed it. You read it. It's the Manifesto. Live in La Vida Loca. Hello, my luchadorables. Welcome.
And the crowd goes mild. Following your little announcement, you see a spotted Dalmatian boy, couldn't be older than 14. He looks like he's with the high school newspaper. He comes up into the arena and he brings the microphone up to you, and it's like, all right, Mr. Manifesto, we got to cut a promo. So I'm supposed to ask you, are you feeling confident tonight?
I am, bro. I'm feeling very confident. Bro, kid, what's your sub count here?
Well,
you know what mine is? 110. That's more than every single person in this room. And you know what? They are all going to be tuning into my vlog after this, because I'm going to be talking about this match, and people are going to be talking about this match for at least 7 to 8 days. You'll be remembering it for a while.
The Dalmatian kids seems to get a little more confident as he asks you, who are you fighting tonight?
I don't actually know, but, I accept all. Anyone who enters the ring with me, they know what's going to happen. They know they're going to know the Manifesto by heart once the match is done, because they're going to read it with their face against the mat in blood or sweat or other bodily fluids. Whatever is acceptable under the terms of my agreement and contract signed here tonight with Maxwell High School and Educational Center.
So he's now looking straight at you, stiff as a board, and he asks, do you know where you are right now?
What kind of question is that? Of course I do. I know exactly where I am. Do you know where you are? I don't know who you are. I know who I am.
As you look around, the stadium fades from view, and you realize that's not where you are. You're in Cape Karma. You're here to participate in the event. I don't know what all that wrestling nonsense was about, but you're here now. Isn't that good?
It's a bit discombobulating. I assume I'm waking up from a little slumber there.
You hear the snap of a camera and see a rotating spotlight of a distant lighthouse shining in your eyes. You see a young Chihuahua boy talking at his phone, which is like pointed at both him and you, so you can get both of you in the same shot. And he says, so you can see we got some real normal ones here at Cape Escape this year. Big NPC energy on this guy. And he then stashes his phone and puts it away, and he looks up at you. You're like 4 of him tall. And he says, so are you a real luchador? Or does this get up some kind of sex thing?
Oh, well, first of all, bro, respect the heritage. This isn't Cape Escape, bro. It's Escapar del Cabo, What's your sub count, bro?
I don't keep track of that anymore. After it hits over 1 million, it says M after the first numeral, so it's hard to keep track of.
Okay. In that circumstance, we would see his demeanor kind of shift. He'd be like, okay. Bro. Really, right? Let's get a picture, bro. Man, I just met you, man, but I'm already tier 3 for you, bro. You've got that energy. You got sass.
Seeing you immediately whiplash from talking shit to this child to buttering him up, it's making him feel uncomfortable, and he takes a couple steps back and he's like, and a moment later, a woman comes trundling out. Trundling is the only way I can really describe the way she walks. you can tell this is certainly his mother. There's definitely a family resemblance there. As she comes out in her dull purple muumuu, cigarette in paw, spaghetti string purse strapped over her shoulder.
Damn.
and she wonders, Mikey, what do you want? Are you bothering this nice man, Mikey?
Damn, she's got that body yaddy yaddy.
She sure do. And she like waves her obnoxious child off and turns to look at you and says, hello, sailor. Mikey, be nice to this gentleman. If he pays his cards right, he might be your new father.
Oh, okay. I'm pleasured to always meet a potential fan, but, I've got a special lady waiting for me back home. And, she might not know it yet, but by the end of this, man, she's going to be just ready.
As Mikey departs, he shouts, Mom, that's gross! And this woman now comes full in your face, not seeming to back down despite your nice, soft rejection of her. And she says, don't worry about that, not handsome. So I apologize from Mikey. Well, he's a weird little shit, but he fell out of me, so I gotta love him. If he gets you any problems, you have my legal permission to give him a medium-grade ass whooping. Now, what's it I can call you, handsome? My name's Helena Hunt.
Well, pleasure to meet you, Helena. I am the one, the only, Manifesto. You can read it, you can bleed it, but at the end of the night, you'll need it.
Manifesto? Oh, how charming. I love a man with only one name, like Fabio or Flea. It's a good omen, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, technically, there's usually a star or an asterisk before or after it. That's part of the trademark.
How do you pronounce those?
It's just like a sound, so it's like Manifesto.
Oh, so it's like TV static, but it's coming out your mouth?
Yeah.
All right, I think I can fit my mouth around that. And as these two are making an acquaintance, we're going to take a turn and look at the third omen of the evening.
The stars upset me.
I love the stars. That adds so much flavor to them.
No!
It's very good.
Flavor.
Do you prefer your Manifesto unflavored? I don't think that's going to sell.
Unsalted Manifesto.
All right. So after looking at our confession and our Manifesto, let's check in on our intruder. Let me open. Give this a second to load up. As the sun is setting over Cape Karma, and before Escape Con has even started, somebody has already gotten a head start on exploring the ruins of this dusty old town. Scrounging through an abandoned barn, we find a young urban explorer being quiet as a mouse, or rather, quiet as a rat, as he peeks around somewhere he's not supposed to be. So, go ahead and describe Javier for us. What does he look like? What is he wearing? What is he doing here?
So, this is Javier. He is a short, chubby rat. He's wearing a white members only jacket, and a hoodie, and a heavy metal t-shirt. And he's very probably overdressed, kind of like sandals for the weather. But yeah, he's really excited to be here exploring. He runs a website for urban exploration. He's into photography and checking out creepy places. So he's been wanting to come to this place for a long time, but has heard those nasty rumors of kind of bad stuff happening here, and that sort of gave him pause. But he knew that the time to strike would be while other people were in town. So sort of a vague safety in numbers thing where he can run for help if he needs it, but he likes doing his own thing here.
Excellent. Is he keeping out an eye for anything in particular as he's surveying this old, decrepit barn?
He would love to see something supernatural as much as he doesn't believe it on the surface. He's been to many creepy abandoned places before. He's heard all of the urban legends. He's heard all of the ghost stories. But he never sees anything. So he's skeptical. But part of him would love to see something that would just blow his mind. But in the meantime, he's just here to take pictures and enjoy the creepy vibes.
I see. Does he think he's alone here?
Yes. He didn't see anyone else in this building when he first stepped in, so he knew there were some people just, down the ways, a couple buildings down, but yeah, he didn't see anyone when he stepped into this building here.
Is he sure about that? Your blood runs cold as the rotating lighthouse spotlight outside casts the shadow of a tremendous figure through a nearby window into the building you're searching.
Shit.
You see this tremendous shadow, and it appears to be looking right at you. And then just as the lighthouse begins to rotate its light away, you hear loud footsteps coming towards you.
No, don't like that sound.
The shadow is gone, and you hear the door that you enter through being pulled open. What do? Do you try to find another way out of here? Do you hide? Do you come clean?
I'm gonna try to hide.
All right. So we're gonna do our first test of the evening. You'll want to pop open Javier's character sheet, and on the right side, under general abilities, you'll see you have hiding as an ability.
Yes.
When you hide, you will roll that die that says +0 next to it, and if it is high enough, you will successfully hide. It will be rolling a 6-sided die, and if you hit the plus next to it, you can add points from your hiding pool to increase that result. That will permanently spend those points until we have a time to rest and refresh them, but it can increase your chances of getting a successful result on top of your D6. That's all you add to the D6. You don't add any kind of modifiers or static bonuses. It's just a D6, and if you spend hiding points, you get those points added to the roll. You do have to decide that before the roll, though. So
gotcha.
It is time for a hiding roll. Do you want to add any points to it, or just roll it as is?
This isn't my first time hiding. I'll be good. Whatever. I got this.
You got this. All right, let's see that roll. All right, a 4. That's a pretty good roll. All right, you see lots of rubble and refuse around this place. It definitely hasn't been picked through very cleanly, so there are lots of good places to hide. What kind of hiding place is Javier going to look for?
I am going to look for some dilapidated rubble in the corner of the room and do my best to hide behind it. Gonna crouch behind it, and I'm pretty short too, so hopefully that'll work to my advantage.
All right. After you hide, you hear loud, uncertain footsteps beginning to pad through the dilapidated barn. It looks like they're searching for you. It definitely sounds that way as they slowly rummage around the barn. They don't call out to you, though, and from the sounds of their footfalls, you can tell this is an immense something. It looked like a person in silhouette, but impossibly large. Do you want to try and stay as hidden as you can, or sneak a peek of whoever's out to find you?
I want to sneak a peek. I gotta see who this is. I know it's not a ghost. I don't believe in ghosts, but I gotta see what I'm dealing with here, because we gotta run if it's like some crazy dude.
If it's some kind of squatter that's making residence here?
Exactly.
All right. So let's see. As you peek out, you see an absolutely massive person, a huge muscle-built guy in a bright pink tank top with a really cute disarming face. Who the fuck is this? And let's see if we can get him to load up on the screen.
Dibs.
Yeah, hello, sir.
And as you see him, he hasn't quite found you yet, because your hiding roll is actually very good, and his ability to find people is not particularly good. You see him like rooting through piles of trash that you obviously could not fit a person beneath, and then he reaches up and scratches his head. He's like, I don't know where that guy went. Are you in here, little man? Do you answer him, or do you try and stay hidden?
You know, he looks not very dangerous, and every bone in my body is telling me to stay hidden, but I'm just going to level with the guy. So I'm going to be, hey man, are you looking for me?
He whirls around, gasping and like actually leaping almost a foot into the air, but he's a rabbit. That's fine. They do that all the time. Sometimes just for fun. And he lands back down and he's like, oh, it's a little rat man. How you doing, little man?
Hey, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. You know, the weird place to run into someone, given the condition of this building and all, but yeah. How are you?
I'm good. My name's Goose. What's your name?
My name is Javier.
Oh, Javier, like caviar.
I guess.
Wow, cool. All right, Javier, you're not supposed to be here right now. I gotta take you to go see the boss lady.
Oh, is that an issue? I take pictures of abandoned places, so I just thought I'd poke my head in here and snap a few photos. If you don't mind, let me just do that for a few more minutes, then I'll get out.
Oh, you do pictures? Oh, look, you know what? We our cameraman, he's gone. We could use another one. Let me get you to talk to the boss lady. I think she will have a good time with you, and otherwise she will sue you for trespassing. So let's hope that don't happen.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I'm good. I don't need to see her. I think I just would like to keep doing what I'm doing, if that's okay.
That wasn't a question. And then he just ambles forward and picks you up. All right, little buddy, we're getting get out of here. And with that, these two leave from this dilapidated barn and go to meet the boss lady. While they're doing that, let's take a look at our fourth omen. Let's see. We're running out of omens here.
Didn't that used to say division?
I think it did, but I wrote it wrong.
Well, now I think I know what they mean. I was trying to parse it out.
So it looks like next we're gonna cash in our lifeline, so to speak. Just a second load. Get Goose the hell out of here. He's not in this scene. Goodbye, Goose. All right. With the sun almost completely set over Cape Karma now, we see that a few miles away, a lone car is still making its way to the dusty old ghost town. Inside that car is our safety coordinator, hired as an outside specialist to come oversee the weekend-long event at the last minute. Thankfully, he's making time and a half for this nonsense, so it's not all bad. Inside that, well, first let's actually describe the vehicle. What kind of vehicle does Grayson drive?
Oh, it is a 2006 Toyota Corolla. It's got like 300,000 miles on it. white, definitely has some dings and scratches. Doesn't really care about the outside of it.
All right. And inside, we see with the windows rolled down, our safety coordinator, Grayson. What does he look like?
Grayson is dressed in a business casual kind of attire. He's got a button-down dress shirt. He's wearing just jeans and a belt. He is wearing a tie because he's going out to more or less a customer site. That's if he's overseeing an event like this, he has to treat them as a customer, so he dresses up a little bit.
I just realized he's kind of wearing the Dilbert. I'm gonna ignore that. Pretend I didn't say anything. That's cursing. So, as Grayson is driving his car into town, starting to see the small cluster of buildings on the horizon getting closer, you hear a chirp from your phone and notice it light up with an incoming call from the wife. As you look at the screen, what name do you see? Is it her name? Is it a pet name? Does it just say wife?
It just says wife.
All right. So, do you pick up the phone or ignore it?
Oh, I gotta pick it up. I better not leave her waiting.
All right. As you pick up the phone, you get a chance to talk with wife. She checks in and says, "Hey, Grayson, I'm sorry we didn't run into each other before you had to leave. Are you? Well, and it seems like she's having difficulty deciding what she wants to say in what order. You know she has this problem sometimes. It's kind of an anxious thing. She takes a deep breath to center herself and then asks, Are you going to be home in time for dinner on Monday?
I hope so. It's been a long drive out here though. So if we end up taking too long, maybe not. Honestly, I hope so.
You do remember what Monday is, right?
Monday?
Grayson, I'm going to need you to give me a sense trouble test.
I am going to spend a point for this.
This is absolutely vital that you succeed. Ooh,
Marriage is forever.
Unfortunately, you needed a 4 on that.
Big sad.
You're racking your mind trying to think of birthday, anniversary, what the hell is Monday? And before you can land on it, she pipes up and says, today's the 21st, sweetie, so Tuesday is going to be Christmas Eve. You're going to be home by Tuesday at least, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm absolutely going to be home by Tuesday. I can't possibly imagine they keep me out there longer than Monday.
All right. Well, as long as you're back by then, I think everything all right. Okay. Snapper wants a shirt signed by Mr. Man. Do you think you can manage that?
Any kind of particular shirt? I'm sure they have merch.
Whatever shirts they have, I don't know. He's size 14, so he's getting bigger.
Okay, should I go a size up so it lasts a little longer, or what do you think?
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. We'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure I can swing it. Well, he's gonna be surrounded by. No, we'll figure out a way.
Okay, because that, I don't know if you've gotten him anything, because that could just double as a good Christmas present for him. I got the kids stuff already. But you know how much he loves Mr. Man.
That's true. I don't know why he watches this garbage, but he enjoys it. So yeah, no, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right. I know things have been crazy at the office lately, but please, next time you get voluntold to go to one of these things, just tell them no. The kids miss spending time with you.
And I miss spending time with them. I don't want to be out here, like middle of the desert. This is not a good time. But they want a senior resource at these kinds of things. I can't always just say no.
Yeah, and the call starts like breaking out as you're getting closer to town.
Hello.
Just breaking. Fine. Love you.
Love you too.
And then the call does go out. unfortunate, but at least you did get to say you love her. Hopefully not for the last time, but we'll see how this goes. As you hang up, you see the lighthouse in the distance, guiding you into town.
Why is there a lighthouse in the middle of the desert?
All right, I think it's time for our final omen.
Like being called up for class presentations.
Are you prepared?
What am I looking at? Oh, I got the sesame sticks.
We take a look inside the convention's home base, set up here in Cape Karma, finding a well-stocked craft service table set up in the back room for all our contestants and crew to nibble on as they're going about shooting. Our accomplished caterer has finally finished his work for the day, and he can head home. He doesn't have to deal with this nonsense for the long weekend. Most of the setup staff, in fact, have already gone home, making him one of the last few stragglers left on site. Let's go ahead and describe Jet for us. What's he look like?
Very tall, slender, intimidating, but he has too much history with people that are close to him, so they don't see him that way, and he's a huge pushover for them. Reasonably good with people when he chooses to be, which is rare. And he does not want to be here. He does not, he is here for the crew of a YouTuber, and he himself does not have a YouTube account.
He's the kind of guy that just watches without an account, just whatever the algorithm serves him.
Yep.
Wow, what a monster.
Nothing saving his contacts list, does not spend time more so than needed on the phone.
He is just a ghost of a person. So, as you look over this table, what kind of snacks have you prepared here? Because I feel like Jet probably has a very particular brand of catering. There's all kinds, different sorts. Some go heavy on the candy, some like the baked goods, some try to keep it healthy with some veggies. What's Jet's particular flavor of refreshments?
Oh yeah, like roasted sesame sticks, orange slices, chocolate crickets, the works. Just the regular defaults. Wonderful. Really.
You gotta love those. As you
White
admire
bread.
your as you admire your handiwork, looking over this fully stocked craft service table, you look up and see someone is already vulturing in on it. Like the second you finish, you look over and see one of your fellow crewmates, a shorter donkey guy named Moon, and he comes up and he says, "Yeah, dude, you saved my life! Oh my god, look at all this! Casey has me on this stupid diet, and I can't eat anything at home."
Is our crickets keto?
I don't know if it's supposed to be keto or what, but you know what? I'll have to ask Casey when I get back home. He's doing so much better now. And he gets this real big dumb smile on his face. Sorry, I forget. Do you have a girlfriend?
No. I do not.
Okay. Yeah, I forget. I forget that sometimes people still ask me if I have a girlfriend, and it gets hard to explain because Casey is a boy now, and it's great, and it's gonna be a big weight off his chest after we get the surgery. That's his joke. I'm stealing it. He's so funny.
Off his chest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We need that bonus though that Mr. Man keeps promising us. Have you heard about that? You think the bonus is gonna come in?
He has never received a single bonus in the
Not
last
his
6
entire
years. Oh yeah, bonus will come in any day now. I always say that.
Yeah, it'll be great. Hey, say you're from here, right? From before you moved to Glendale?
Keep reminding me.
Yeah. Do you have any cool memories about this place? Any cool stories? Did you see a ghost?
Ghosts aren't real.
I mean, people see things that aren't real all the time, like capitalism.
Sir, your trumpet is real.
Yeah. So is the ska that comes out of it. It's very real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And music is real.
Uh-huh.
Ghosts are not real. You follow?
I mean, fine. If ghosts aren't real, then how come every culture says there's ghosts? That's not like a one idea that one dude had and then it spread. Everyone came up with it individually. We all said along the same thing, so it must be real, right?
You ever heard of magical thinking?
You think so hard it makes magic happen, like a tulpa?
That's the... Oh. I'll get back to you when it happens.
All right. Oh yeah. Man wants to see you when you're done setting up back here.
What Melvin do now?
Just, you're the only one who still calls him that, man. It makes me laugh every time. Don't do it in front of him though. I don't know what he wants in particular, but he wants you. Yeah, so it's great to be wanted. Is it orange slices? Hell yeah.
Yep, fill on up. Loverboy tells me great to be wanted. All right.
So as you finish up with Moon here and you head outside to meet with Mr. Man, you're taking a stroll down memory lane as you see the town again. This has happened a couple times since you've gotten here today and started setting out, but this particular glimpse at the lighthouse outside of town draws you in. You're momentarily stunned by the sight of it. You feel this weird sinking feeling when you look at it. Was that there back when you were a kid? Do you remember that?
Do I need to roll on whether I remember that?
No, just describe for me. Do you think you remember that? That's up to you.
It's an inconsistency. Like a background detail he never looks straight at. And so he doesn't. Lowers his cap, and it leaves view.
I like that. It's hard to look away from, but you're pretty good at controlling what you look at. That said, you are a little startled when you hear the familiar "Hey, hey," come from behind you, and Mr. Man arrives. Let's give him a second to load in. All right. You see the big, beefy Sabretooth with his multicolored hair and his trendy on-brand shirt, and he says, "Hey, Jeff, how's it going, man?"
Hey, Melvin, what's going on? Closing up for the day.
You see a twinge of go through him as he hears the name, but he doesn't correct you outright, even though he just called you Jeff, so this is fair play. He says, so I might need you to stay a little bit longer than we talked about.
You don't say.
Hey, turn that frown upside down, buddy. Look, we got a couple contestants that ended up being no-shows, and he pulls out his call sheet for the event. He says, Comic Kazi and the mystery MRE guy. He's so funny. Anyway, some of the puzzles we set up are going to require groups of 4, so I know you're done here, but could I ask you to stay for the weekend and hang out with one of the groups to catch some B-roll, maybe participate a little for the things they need 4 people for? It'd be such a waste to have you drive 3 hours out here just to set up a snack bar and drive 3 hours back.
Melvin, we talked about this. Rigger, cameraman, driver, caterer. I got a long list here, but on that list is not talent.
I mean, you've appeared on screen before.
Yeah, I've also tripped.
Well, okay. So maybe you don't need to appear on screen. You know what? You'll be the one holding the camera, so you can control who's on screen.
I see that loophole. I see what you've done here. Don't think you can get one past me.
Oh, I could never get one past you, Jet. You're a real straight shooter there. And as he speaks, you hear him slipping a little bit back into his old accent before he developed the terminal YouTuber voice, and it's kind of a little refreshing, to be honest.
The glimmer.
That glimmer of the old him you knew back in high school resurfacing a little bit. But I can count on you for this, right? I can't get anyone else to do it. I'm really counting on you, Jet.
He sees that look, those dumb little handlebars sticking out, and it works every single time.
And you don't even have to say anything. He can see it in your eyes. As he peeks down to see your eyes under the brim of the hat, he can see that you're gonna say yes. He says, "Oh, thank you so much. Go ahead and take the red V-Raptor. That thing's a beast. You don't even have to white balance it."
Thing's not even gonna work, is it? Yes, absolutely, Melvin.
And you see the camera he pointed to. It's like a fucking cube. It's not like one of those heavy camcorders you put over your shoulder. You don't know how to operate this thing, but you know from looking at it that it costs more than you make in a year. And man departs. He heads inside to greet Moon. He says, hey, Mooney. Hang in there, buddy. Pride Month never ends, my guy. And that is the last of our omens for the evening. So now that we've introduced all of our characters, let's see what it is that is going to bring them together.
Friendship.
Is it friendship? Is that what's going to save the day?
It's a very friendship-oriented setting.
Yeah.
I would like all of those CRTs, please.
So say the toaster stream in a pile right there.
Donate these to the toaster fund.
I'll pick those up. Don't get rid of them at the end of the convention. I'm ready.
Alrighty. So, Javi, buddy.
Yeah.
Are you gonna let Goose carry you all the way here, or are you gonna say I can walk and then walk along with him?
Yeah, hey, you can put me down, man. I'm not a flight risk. I'll walk with you. It's all good.
You sure, little buddy? I got these big, strong arms for a reason.
Yeah. No, I'll be good. Hey, but I think we got off on the wrong foot, actually. Is there anything I can do to convince you to just, kind of let me go?
And that's up to the boss lady to decide. That's not for me. And don't you try running away. I'll get you.
Can I roll to flirt?
Yes.
All right, let's go. How does this work?
Since flirting is a skill on the left side, your investigative skills, instead of rolling, you just spend a point from it and you succeed. So would you like to spend your one flirting point to flirt with this man?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Tell me how. Yeah, hit the button and that'll spend it. And then tell me how this goes. How are you flirting with this giant stack of rabbit?
Hey, so, the reason I said hi to you before and you popped in the room is, I thought you were pretty attractive. So, I just wanted to maybe start over here, see if we can work something out.
Oh, you think I'm attractive? Well, I do work out a lot, but...
Yeah, I can see.
You're really soft now that I think about it. And he kind of like squeezes you a little bit, and he gets this glimmer in his eye. I don't know. Maybe the boss lady doesn't have to know. I haven't told her nothing yet.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you.
And as he set you down, well, he wasn't holding you, but he was squeezing you. So as he unsqueezes and backs away, he's like, "All right, get out of here, little buddy." And before you can get away, unfortunately, you hear the clopping of hooves come up from behind you.
A quick mechanical question. I don't think I actually pressed the spend button. Do you want me to press spend now?
Yeah, go ahead. That way we know there's none left for future reference.
Excellent. There we go. Got it.
And as you turn around, you see a slender horsewoman dressed in an extremely sharp business suit. She definitely has shoulder pads on. She looks straight out of the 80s. This is very interesting fashion. And she approaches you and says, "What's the deal with this one?" "Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Potatoes. This guy's not from around here. He was just leaving." As you see, he's trying to cover for you.
Yeah, I was just leaving. I was here to take pictures, and yeah, it's all good, right?
The Miss Potatoes opens her mouth again after looking. Are you holding your camera right now?
Yeah, it's in my hands.
All right, after looking over your camera. "Pictures. We could use another photographer for the event. Are you in the union by any chance, Mr.
Javier? No, I am not. Actually, is that going to be a problem?
No, I prefer that, actually.
Okay.
This is not a union operation for the most part. Say, Javier.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
You could use a little bit of extra money, couldn't you?
Yeah, I suppose I could.
How about... let's make it an even 3,000 for the weekend. That should be more than enough, more than fair.
Yeah, that sounds great, actually. That sounds fantastic. Yeah, I will take pictures of anything you want me to.
All right, and you've brought your own camera, so we don't even have to bring our equipment out of storage. Now, go see Derek and have him sign up a waiver for Javier here. Oh, all right, Miss Potatoes. And you hear a phone ring, but it's not like a modern like iPhone ring. It's like it is the iconic Nokia did-a-doon doon did-a-doon doon did-a-doon doon doon. And she pulls out a brick phone that's not even a flip phone. This is an ancient device. And she begins speaking on it. Yes, okay. And then she motions that she needs to go. You guys handle yourselves. And she begins walking away while talking on the phone.
So, wow, that worked out pretty well. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I really did not want to be responsible for taking pictures for this, but man, that paycheck sweetened the deal, so that's pretty rad.
Yeah, $3,000. That's more than I'm making a month. I don't know how to feel about this.
Hey, do you want to go help me celebrate the sweet paycheck I'm going to be getting?
I guess, but we got to find Derek first. He should be around here somewhere.
Sure.
As you look, you see this massive pile of televisions that I haven't mentioned until now because it is such a colossal eyesore. These huge CRTs are all displaying the faces of people who are wearing Mr. Man brand t-shirts. And a lot of them look like they're moving their mouths or shouting something at the screen. And you can hear this faint grumbling noise from someone on the other side of the pile. And let me fetch him. Goose is going to lead you around to the other side of the pile, and there you see a small Anole lizard boy. Well, with those eyes, you can't really call him a boy. You know he's seen things with eyes like that, and coffee clutched in his prosthetic arm like that. This is definitely a man, just a very small one. A manlet, if you will. And he grumbles, I have to go through and get all of these. And Goose speaks up and he says, "Hey, Derek, we need to print out another liability form for our new friend here." Another form? A lot in paper? Yeah, from a printer. Okay. And he looks you over and just sighs and finishes his coffee. As he moves his arm, you realize this is not like a fancy sci-fi prosthetic arm that is actually articulatable. He just moves the root of it, and he has to use his other arm to articulate it into various poses. But it looks like there's magnets in it, and there's a magnet on his cup of coffee, so that's good for him. So he goes through the pile and finds, surprisingly, a printer and starts sending something to it with his phone before it bleats out an error. What do you mean there's no magenta? This is a black and white document! And about that time, a white Ford Explorer, did we say?
A Corolla.
A white Corolla rolls up, and our safety coordinator arrives at what looks like a very unsafe pile of active CRTs. You cannot imagine. Are these all plugged into the same outlet? Is this a colossal fire hazard? What is going on here?
What is this? What? Why? What is this all about?
And as you get out of the car, exasperated at this scene, Goose turns to explain to you, "Oh, you're the safety coordinator? Yeah, this is the hub, Mr. Man calls it. It's got like streaming faces from all his biggest fans, so it's like scenery. It's for the event."
The hub? Did you even hire a technician to put this together? Did you have anyone look this over to make sure it's not just gonna catch on fire at any moment?
And as you ask that, the small lizard next to Goose pipes up and says, "They hired a network engineer. That's not gonna be sufficient, and it will probably catch on fire."
Okay. Do you at least have an equipment checklist for this? We got to start looking it over and maybe take some of this down.
I'll squirt it to you on your BlackBerry or whatever you have. The lizard explains.
Can we print something out?
Another one wants to use the printer. No, the printer isn't working because we don't have magenta toner.
Why would you need magenta? It's just a black and white list.
That's what I'm saying! And he articulates his prosthetic arm into being thrown up in rage, and then articulates it back down.
Okay, yeah, BlackBerry will do. That's a good start.
Grayson, you have computer use as a technical skill. Would you like to use that to bypass the magenta toner restriction on this printer, or fuck it?
Absolutely. Yep, 100%.
All right. You happen to know a secret technique that doctors hate that causes the HP DeskJet 5000 to ignore color ink altogether and just print black and white, no fuss, no trouble. And because of that, we do officially have a liability waiver that Javi can sign.
There was already a document waiting to print. Great.
We should be able to get another one. Just okay. So let's see. Equipment checklist. All right, here we go. And he starts printing out the equipment checklist as he hands the liability waiver over to Javier to sign.
Yeah, does anyone have a pen on them? I can't sign this without a pen.
I got a pen.
Grayson instinctively pulls one out of his pocket and clicks it while not even looking.
Wow.
Okay,
Goose also pulls out one that has like a really festive plush rabbit as a topper on the end, but he sees Grayson's beating him to it and he kind of looks sad and puts it away.
So Javier just immediately signs it without even reading anything on it because he's just like, man, those $3,000, that's going to be awesome. So, yep, here you go.
All right. Wonderful. Remember that forever. Anyway, so as this scene concludes, you hear an announcement from the pavilion nearby. It looks like they're getting ready to start the festivities for tonight. And it looks like everyone is grouping up over there. So we have a stage with some chairs set out. The last glimmers of the fading sunlight make the perfect opportunity for Mr. Man to appear and give a speech for the opening of EscapeCon. You see Kurgan is also here. He's got his camera at the ready, filming Mr. Man. Yeah. All right. And Mr. Man opens with a, hey, everybody. I'm so happy to welcome you all to this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The one and only Cape EscapeCon. And he kind of fumbles over his words, but Kurgan makes a symbol for him to keep going. We've gathered 12 contestants from around the world. Some you might recognize, and others everyday fans, just like you at home. And they're going to compete for amazing prizes, the likes of which have never been given away before. We're here in Cape Karma, a dusty old ghost town deep in the Mojave Desert, and we've purchased the entire town to turn into one giant escape room extravaganza. That's right, our contestants are trapped here until they can collect the keys to the city and escape in their very own brand new Tesla. And Kurgan quickly pans the camera over as Mr. Man hustles to get in front of it to a nearby collection of Teslas that are just sitting on the salt flat nearby. Each of them have an obnoxious wrap with a branded corporate sponsor on them.
Oh.
They are complete eyesores, and honestly, if you had any other option, you might not want to drive these, but I don't know your particular living situations. This might be an upgrade from nothing.
I think Sandals is sitting here muttering to himself like, I mean, you can probably get the wrap removed after the fact, but I wonder where the nearest charger is. I mean, it's got to be within driving distance, right? There's no way they'd strand us out here with one of those things.
And so as they pan over, Mr. Man is going to continue his spiel. Each of our contestants will have a chance to drive home their very own Tesla, thanks to a partnership with my good friend Ellen Tusk and the generous support of our sponsors. But first, they have to find the keys to the city, hidden around our newly renovated Cape Karma. And to raise the stakes even higher, one of the Teslas contains the actual key to the city, the deed to Cape Karma itself. That's right, we're giving away a whole town. The clues we've hidden around town hint at which Tesla to pick for the grand prize. And it's first come, first served. So the faster you find the keys, the better your chance of picking the winner.
Sandal's hand is straight up in the air right now, like he's asking to get called on.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Mr. Man is in the mood to take any questions at the moment.
Sandals completely just keeps waiting with his hand in the air, just very eagerly.
Teacher.
Like you can clearly see Mr. Beast make eye contact and then stop and then look away.
So He finishes up his speech and says, "All right, let's cut there. All right." And then he drops the YouTuber cadence a little, but it's kind of baked into his voice now, like when you get an image baked into your monitor from looking at it for 5 million hours. And he says, "All right, I'll hand you guys over to the event coordinator, Miss Potatoes, to explain how everything works. I gotta go shoot a spot for the Man Meat grand opening." And anyone with at least one rank in pop culture has heard of the Man Meat restaurant chain that is branded with his face, and they have a very unfortunate slogan: "Man Meat, put my meat in your mouth." So he runs off to take care of that, and you're left with Miss Potatoes, and we're going to stop looking at these ugly cars and go back to the stage. All right. So Miss Potatoes comes out, having already been introduced. She feels no need to double up and introduce herself. She says, "I'll be your event coordinator this weekend. We're planning to wrap filming by noon on Sunday, so you've got tonight, Friday, Saturday, and the first half of Sunday to search the town. The Cape Escape app on your phones will provide hints and track which keys you found. It will also page you when it's your turn for one of our scripted events. We've got several of those planned, so please keep your eye out for them. We'll also need you in groups of 4 for those scripted encounters. You're all adults, so I trust you to form groups on your own. In the meantime, you're feel free to explore the town and start hunting for keys. Oh, and of course, be careful out there. It's a creepy old town, and we wouldn't want you getting hurt. But as a reminder, you've all signed your release forms, and the Cape Karma staff is not responsible for any personal injury that may result as a part of this content. Any questions?" And she looks over Sandal, whose hand I assume is still in the air after 2 speeches.
Yes. I was going to say he perks up again, like the moment they say any questions. I mean, his hand has been up the whole time, but he like visibly bounces in his seat.
You can see in her eyes she was really hoping there would not be any questions, but she sighs and relents and says, all right, you there?
Yeah, thank you so much. I have so many questions. My first question is, they mentioned that we had to find all the keys around town in order to then own the town. I guess my first question is that what all the tax paperwork we had to sign first was about? And furthermore about tax, do we have to suddenly pay property tax? I mean, that's a pretty big acquisition. I assume that there's a pretty significant monetary value on just this land to begin with. That's before we get to the historical value of all this property. And oh boy, I looked into the history of this place, and it seems like there's quite a lot of history here. Secondly, those cars, I assume those are, because they're prizes, those also have some sort of monetary value that we're responsible for. Is there an accountant on staff that we can talk to? And he just like keeps going for like every single question down the possible line that you could ask. He is just, without even he's not even stopping to get an answer. He's just listing all of his questions, and it probably goes on for like a solid maybe 8 minutes straight before he's like, okay, did you get all that? Sorry, should I start over?
A minute into that question, Jet just pulls down his cap, slides down his fold-up chair until the horse is out of line of sight, and just lights up.
What's he got some real promise.
Yeah. This is he could be an apprentice in your industry with an attitude like that.
Exactly.
So, you can tell, well, everyone other than Sandals can tell that after 10 seconds into this rambling barrage of questions, she has completely lost the plot. She's motioning to staff to like go ahead, get started on whatever else they need to be doing. And since she mentioned people splitting up in groups, all the other contestants have already split up into groups and have left your ass behind. Over the course of this barrage. So once you're finally done, she says, Any and all concerns can be deflected to our legal department at your earliest convenience. Goodbye.
Legal department. I should have thought about that. You're right. Thank you so much for your And she's just walking away, and he's like, man, she was so nice.
I'm glad that was his takeaway from that. All right. So, looking around, you see that pretty much everyone has wandered off by now. The crew is getting ready for what they need to be doing. The other contestants have split up into groups and have started casing the town. This only leaves 5 individuals left here in front of the stage, which is odd since she said groups of 4, but whatever. Now that these 5 individuals are left alone, what do they do?
I think Sandals looks around and is counting and just sitting there trying to do math to figure out how we can turn this group of 5 into a 4-stack. And it isn't even occurring to him that they might just need to be a 5-stack. Like, he's truly trying to figure out how we can make this work.
So Javier just immediately goes up to Grayson and is just like, hey man, so I was supposed to be like taking pictures for this event, and but like, am I participating in it too? Like, I don't even really, like, to be perfectly honest, this event seems really poorly run. I mean, you guys just hired me out of the blue. This is like really bizarre. I'm not going to turn down the paycheck. I mean, it's pretty incredible, but yeah, this is pretty bizarre. I gotta be honest.
I totally get it, but I gotta tell you, event operations, totally different team. I'm just here to make sure that things don't go south. I'm actually, if you're on staff, these 3 don't have a 4th.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Who knows what we're doing here, man?
You know, you were there when I first got here. I haven't had a chance to check in with any ops staff yet at all. I don't have a list of what the different buildings are called, what sort of hazards to expect. I don't have anything ready yet.
And Sandals, hearing that, you remember that if you bring up the Cape Escape app on your phone, you get a map of the town. So that might be something you could want to share with this safety coordinator.
Yeah, Sandals is already walking over to them, and he's like, hi, Sandals. You might know me. I'm Sandy's Stories. Anyway, I'm a contestant. I assume you 2 are contestants. I'm also a contestant. It's just so much fun that we're all here right now, and I need a group, and I think you 2 do too. And I just thought, you know, I kind of think I might have a head start on this whole thing. I've been kind of paying really close attention, and there's like a map like right here. Like, if you open the app on your phone, I can show you where to download it if you want. You can get like the map of the town on your phone. And he's just like literally explaining and like holding a smartphone out to these people as if he thinks they don't know what a smartphone is, but like very, very sincerely. Not like being patronizing on purpose, just genuinely being like, and like, this is the home button, and if you press the home button, it makes the map go away. So you open the app and you press this, and that gives you the map again.
Okay, that's actually really useful.
Yeah.
Sandy, is it? I'm really sorry to have to tell you, like, I'm on the staff here. I'm not a contestant. We're not here to be part of your group.
Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Wow.
But
Wow,
don't worry
gaffe.
about it. I think you're already supposed to be looking for the clues. You're supposed to be searching already.
I think for just a second, you see a flash of true horror on his face as he realizes that he's like losing time. And then he's like, you are so right. Oh, I need to get my head back in the game here. Oh man, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. What was your name?
I'm Grayson. Javi, was it right? Javi?
Yeah. You can call me Javier.
I think it would be perfect if you just followed Sandy around for a while and get some good footage.
Oh, that would be so much help. Here, and then he hands you his own phone, and he's like, "Can you take some pictures with this too? I need them for my I hate to be that guy, Javi. If I can call you that, if I can call you Javi, I would really. You can call me Sandy, by the way. All my friends call me Sandy. If you could take some pictures of me for my thing too, that would also be awesome." And he like leans in, and he's like, "And if you swipe to the left, you get the video mode. So if you press that gives it a video. Have you ever used one of these before? You can get it. You're so smart. You seem like you really know your way around a camera. So anyway, don't want to lose any time. So should we maybe get the others too? More people working on it might mean more clues. Am I right?" He's totally just like walking off at this point without even stopping.
Grayson is seeing the other two sitting around for the first time, like hadn't even looked. What? A luchador and a guy that's slinked down in his chair. Are you guys not excited about this event? It's supposed to be the big thing this weekend. Why aren't you out looking for clues?
It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be absolutely gigantic.
Manifesto is he has propped up what appears to be a small custom Funko Pop of himself on the stage and is taking pictures of it and staring at his phone and taking selfies that just maybe might have Mr. Man somewhere in the distance in the background, and already thinking of captions of like me with my bro, that kind of thing. But of course he's hearing all sorts of chatter and getting some attention his way, and he makes his way over to the rest of the group once he gets those good shots, and he's like, "Hey bros, hey, I'm running on 3 Red Bulls and a family-sized bag of Skittles here, but I'm ready to go."
I don't think that's quite good enough to maintain your health, but whatever works for you. Why aren't you out looking for clues?
Well, I went over because they had like a craft services thing, but nothing there looked good, man. Whoever did that, it was not great. But I like taking my time with this. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and this is going to be a battle of the thinkers, not a battle of the speeders. You just gotta think, and that's what I'm doing in my head right now. And you guys also look like good thinkers too. Even if you're on the staff, that means you've got like the inside deets. So don't feel free. Like there's no barrier between you and me, man. We can like share.
I respect that. I appreciate it. Sorry, what was your name again?
My name is Manifesto.
Manifesto.
You got it. It's pretty close, bro. It's okay.
Right.
At this point, Jet has his feet up on the now abandoned chair in front of him and has achieved tilting back his own chair at a frankly impossible angle.
That does not look safe. Can you at least put that chair down flat on the ground, please?
He makes a great display of rolling forward, standing up, cracking his back, and bowing.
Great. Yeah. Sarcasm. Great. Are you here for the event? What's your deal?
I take it this is the last chosen at football group.
I think this is just the hasn't figured out that you're already started the event group. Are you participating? Are you doing team activities?
I mean, bad blink.
What's your name?
Jet.
All right, Jet. So I'm going to go ahead and put down here that Jet, Manifesto, he's long gone. Sandals and Javi, I'm putting you on their team. You guys are a team.
All right.
Go do team stuff.
Sure.
I think at this point, Sandals pops up right next to all of you, and it's like, "Oh, we got all the people we need? Oh, that's great. I was thinking maybe we should head to just like the town square maybe and just see, or like the center, maybe near town hall, and just see what everyone else is doing.
Mr. Sandy Sandals, man. I've heard of you, and I respect you, bro.
He fully takes your hand in his hand and is like, I love your work. What was your name?
My name is Manifesto, and I like your idea, about the town hall, the center. But we're gonna be looking for stuff. We need to observe. So I see on your little map thing here, your map quest, there's an observatory, and I think if we want to observe, we should go there.
I think Sandals is just actually deeply pondering this. Like, yeah, that's actually pretty profound.
Yeah, that's rock solid logic there. Can't argue that.
I knew I would love you guys. I respect you. I respect all of you, each and every one of you. I just want you to know that.
All right, so I guess that makes you the leader.
Oh, me? Little me. Oh,
yeah. I mean, you had the idea. You pointed out the flaw with my idea, so clearly you know what you're doing. I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to disagree with you at this point in time, I don't think.
Okay, sounds good. Let's go. All right, everyone, we're heading off. And we just start heading off.
All right.
Observatory. Stop dawdling, we just go.
Yeah, excellent. So our group has assembled and they have a mission to undertake, and we are going to take a brief intermission before we get to that.
Mr. GM man, what's the Wi-Fi situation here?
So if you want to pull out your phone and check, you'll realize that there is a local network that you are able to connect through and get out to the outside world, but there is like no 4G, no 3G. You have no bars of any kind here outside of the Wi-Fi. That Wi-Fi is your sole link to the outside world. Nothing bad will happen to it, I'm sure.
So can Manifesto here, can he be doing his little live stream, his little chatting?
No.
Absolutely. They have a mobile hotspot set up here, so you can do that. If everyone tries to do it at once, you might overload the network a little bit and get your stream pretty choppy, but it looks like most people are focused on the actual scavenger hunt for now, so you're getting a pretty good connection.
Okay, Mr. Manifesto, he's got his little phone on the necklace, that kind of thing, walking around with him, and he's got his 2 or 3 viewers along for the ride with him. They keep dropping and coming back, but I imagine that's the situation.
All right. So I'm going to take 5, go get some refreshments, and then we will pick up with starting to explore Cape Karma.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, fantastic.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you like this video, definitely subscribe, and please consider supporting Gnollplaying games on Patreon. There is a lot of custom art that needs to be paid for to make these shows possible, and as a thank you for your support, over the next few months you'll gain access to short stories that develop the Cape Escape universe, as well as behind-the-scenes peeks at our upcoming series, Dead Laws.